हे एवरीबडी, वेलकम टू एजू इम्प्रिंट्स। तो हम आज करेंगे मॉक टेस्ट 6 ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एलएलबी एंट्रेंसेस एंड जुडिशियल एग्जाम्स. You can also follow my other playlist of Indian polity that is very important for your LLB entrances, and you can also follow this for civil services also. And here we cover the Indian polity by M. Lakshmikant and the other relevant sources. And the other playlist we have created legal current affairs exclusively for the LLB entrances, and the current affairs for the LLB entrances as well as the competitive exams, and the DU LLB previous year polity MCQs that are very important for your LLB entrances. आप कोई भी LLB एंट्रेंस कर रहे हैं उसके लिए आप DU के जो प्रीवियस ईयर है वो इम्पॉर्टेंट है. And other than that, you can also follow the other mock test series which we have started for Constitution, Contract, Tort and IPC. So you can also follow us on Edu Imprints by Tarun Kapoor on Facebook page and on Instagram as well, and you can ask your doubts also on Instagram, and you can join. You can also join the Instagram group also, and @Edu Imprint is the Twitter handle account, and the links are given in the description and the comment section. So let's start the first question. So the Indian Contract Act came into force on 15 September 1872, 1st September 1872, 1st October 1872, 15 October 1872. The correct answer is B, 1st September 1872. The second question, the contract is defined as an agreement enforceable by law, wide section of the Indian Contract Act. Section 2 clause E, Section 2 clause F, Section 2 clause H, Section 2 clause I. The correct answer is Section 2H. So you have to remember all the basically the interpretation clause of Contract Act Section 2, that is very important for your LLB entrances. Next question, the what is forbidden by law? Valid contract, illegal agreement, voidable contract or unenforceable contract. So basically the correct answer is illegal agreement is the forbidden by law. The next question is that what is one-sided contract in which only one party has to perform his promise or obligation. कि कौन से कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के अंदर सिर्फ एक ही पार्टी को एक प्रॉमिस या ऑब्लिगेशन को फॉलो करना है या परफॉर्म करना है. वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, illegal agreement, unilateral contract and bilateral contract. So the name itself is giving the answer. The unilateral contract is the correct answer, C. Then next we are talking about a contract is an agreement creating and defining obligations between the parties, and the definition was put forward by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Pollock and Salmons and N.D. Kapoor. So the correct answer is C, Salmons. So this definition is also important for your LLB entrance. The next question, the for binding contracts both the parties to the contract must agree with each other. B, put the offer and counter offers. C, stipulate their individual offer. D, agree upon the same thing in the same sense. So D is the correct answer. They have to agree upon the same thing in the same sense. There should be some meeting of mind between the parties so that they can enter into contract. So for binding contract, the D condition is must. Then next question, if an agreement suffers from any uncertainty, so what it is, voidable, void, unenforceable or illegal? It is void contract then. Next question is, an offer comes to an end by acceptance, communication, revocation, none of the above. So basically जो रिवोकेशन होता है वो जो एंड होता है ऑफर का वो रिवोकेशन से होता है. यू कैन रेफर सेक्शन 5 and also section 6 in which there is the conditions कि जिन conditions में हम contract को revoke कर सकते हैं, how revocation is made. So it is mentioned in section 6 of Indian Contract Act. Then question 9, a quotation is not offer or acceptance of the offer, and the last is the invitation to offer. So it is basically invitation to offer because हम quotation में prices बता रहे हैं एक पार्टी को, तो हम इस तरीके से सामने वाली पार्टी को हम एक invitation कर रहे हैं कि वो सामने वाली पार्टी हमें ऑफ़र करे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए. So that's why it is a invitation to offer. The next question, if A makes an offer to B on a particular day and then the offer can be revoked by A before B accepts the offer, A receives the B acceptance, B has posted the letter of acceptance, and the reasonable period of time, D. So the correct answer is in which the B has posted the letter of acceptance. This is the correct answer. Next question, when where the contracting parties agree in advance the amount payable in the event of breach, the sum payable is called liquidated damages, unliquidated damages, जुडिशल डैमेजेस और प्रीलिमिनरी डैमेजेस. सो देखिए हम इस क्वेश्चन में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग पार्टीज़ है वो पहले से डिसाइड कर रही हैं कि जब उनका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का ब्रीच होगा, चाहे किसी भी पार्टी के द्वारा किया जाएगा, देन कौन क्या सम पेबल होगा. बेसिकली लिक्विडेटेड डैमेजेस होंगे जो उन्होंने पहले से डिसाइड करे हैं, और अनलिक्विडेटेड वो होते हैं दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन द बेसिकली द डिस्क्रिशन ऑफ कोर्ट, जिसके अंदर डिसाइड नहीं होता, देन कोर्ट डिसाइड करेगी, दैट विल बी कॉल्ड अनलिक्विडेटेड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, under English law, the consideration may move from promise, stranger, both A and B basically, and the last is a promisee. See, the correct answer is here is promisee, because in English law there is a privity of consideration, but in Indian law there is a doctrine of basically constructive consideration, because what is privity of consideration, in which both the parties to the contract can fulfill the consideration, can fulfill the promise, but no other party can fulfill the promise to the contract. But in the doctrine of constructive criticism, what is followed in India is that the other party can also perform the promise on the part of another party of the contract. So this is happening in India. The doctrine of constructive consideration is followed in India. And the landmark case, what I have discussed, that is the Chennaya versus Ramaya case, is the landmark case on this topic. Next question is that which of the following is false? An acceptance must be communicated, must be absolute, must be unconditional, must be presumed from silence of offeree. Here the correct answer is must be presumed from the silence of offeree. ये false है, because जो acceptance है वो communication भी होना चाहिए, उसका absolute भी होनी चाहिए, और वो unconditional भी होनी चाहिए. Then next question is that an agreement in restraint of marriage is valid in case of the following person: माइनर्स, एजुकेटेड, मैरिड और नन ऑफ द अबव. ऑब्वियसली द माइनर्स के केस के अंदर ये एग्रीमेंट वॉइड नहीं होते हैं, वैलिड होते हैं. सो ए इज़ करेक्ट. देन द 15th क्वेश्चन, द प्रिंसिपल दैट एन इन्फॉर्मेशन सप्लाइड टू एन इंक्वायरी इज़ एन इन्विटेशन टू ट्रीट, इट वॉज लेट डाउन इन द केस ऑफ, ठीक है, ट्विडल वर्सेज एक्टिनसन केस, हार्वे वर्सेज फेसे, बॉन वर्सेज मैसोन, एंड द प्रिंस वर्सेज स्टोन. द करेक्ट आंसर इज हेयर इज हार्वे वर्सेस फेसे केस, जिसमें ये प्रिंसिपल बेसिकली द इन्विटेशन टू ट्रीट का, इंक्वायरी इज़ एन इन्विटेशन टू ट्रीट. इसमें क्या बम्पर होल पेन जो हमने प्रॉपर्टी का केस डिस्कस करा था, दिस इज़ हार्वे वर्सेस फेसे, ठीक है. सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज ए अग्रीज टू बाय from a certain from B, I think, from a certain horse, and it turns out that the horse was dead at the time of bargain. ठीक है. So though neither party was aware of the fact, the agreement is void, voidable, valid, none of these. Obviously the agreement is void because the subject matter of the contract वो ख़त्म हो रहा है, तो then वो obviously जो contract है वो void हो जाएगा. Then next question, the theory of quasi contractual obligation was propounded by Lord Mansfield, Lord Halsbury, Lord Canning and Irwin. The correct answer is the Lord Mansfield is the correct answer. Next question, the active concealment of fact is associated with coercion, fraud, both A and B, none of these. So the correct answer here is fraud. Fraud में होता है जब active concealment हम करते हैं facts का. Then which one of the following case is that case in which the doctrine of privity of contract came into being in England? Jordan versus Jordan, Taylor versus Foster, Prince versus Stone, and Twittle versus Twindle versus Atkinson. So this is the correct, the Twindle versus Atkinson, जिनमें ये जो privity of concept, जो privity of contract का concept है वो origin हुआ था, in which the both parties to the contract can sue each other, no third party can sue. Okay, so this is about privity of contract. Then next question, the last question is the patient in a lunatic asylum who is at intervals of sound mind may contract during lunatic asylum, contract during intervals of sound mind, not contract, none of the above. बेसिकली वो जब भी साउंड माइंड का होगा, जिन जिन इंटरवल्स में होगा, वो कंट्रैक्ट कर सकता है. सो बी इज़ करेक्ट. सो दीज आर द 20 questions. You should write your marks in the comment section, and if you have any doubt you can ask me in the comments as well, and also on the Instagram. And lastly, I would say do not forget to like, comment and share my videos, and click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you can get the notifications automatically. Thank you so much.